Gold Select.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to another topic video, or Real Talk if you're watching from Bill's channel. Tonight, we're going to talk about topic is, why energy drinks don't work and why coffee is always king. I've drank coffee since I was 12 years old. I'm a true coffee drinker. And recent science has shown that coffee is not really bad for you. Sure, it might give you the shits or whatever, but it just speeds up your metabolism. It helps you lose weight. If you don't, I drink coffee black, so it can help you lose weight that way. It's just when you add on them creamers and sugars. I know some people I get that, but that's when it's fattening or whatever. But if you don't put the sugars in it, you're good to go. It speeds up your metabolism and stuff. Anyway, it's a good way for me to wake up in the day and just get going. It's not harmful. You can argue anything's harmful, but it's not that significant as far as harming your body goes. And people say, well, you'll crash at 2 o'clock. Well, I say, well, just drink another cup, So anyway, that's my choice, my life. And if people don't like it, mind your own business. But the topic is, well, why energy drinks don't work? Why they don't work? Because they're full of sugars, full of just bad chemicals and minerals and all kinds of junk. I mean, you're killing your kidneys when you drink these things. And the problem is, sure, drink your energy drink. It'll last a couple hours and whatnot. You'll feel great. And there might not be no crash to it. But you drink you another energy drink, it's not going to be as potent as the previous one. That's just how you get used to them. Because I tried out the 5-hour energy shots. First time I drank one, awesome. I was all over the place. Like the Flash, all over the place, just at work. Great. Second day I drank one, nothing. It's like I drank nothing. So that's why I say always stick to coffee, because coffee is the same every day when I drink it. Drink 2 cups if you have to. It's like I never get that immune to coffee. But energy drinks, it's like a quick fix, quick crash. And it don't work long term. And it's like I said, it's terrible for your body, especially if you're in your upper 40s, 50s, or whatever. And if you're overweight real bad, I mean, it's just not good for you at all. Why pay money for these stupid energy drinks that promise you the world when you could just have traditional coffee that works the same? Because what you're looking for is a caffeine rush. Anyway, what's up, Bill? What you think about that?
Well, I agree totally with you, man. I can remember back, I think, when my uncle, he was with another lady living so many years ago, back when I was a little kid, maybe about 12, 13, 11, 12 in that age range. And I never really drank coffee before, because it was what I'd always told was something the grown-ups drank. It wasn't something that I'd never really drank before, and I can remember I was over there at their house, because their house was not too far from here. And my uncle's girlfriend, she was basically, she drank coffee. She loved drinking coffee in the mornings. And I can remember we stayed over one night. And she was like, hey, you want to try some coffee? You drink coffee? I said, coffee? I said, no, that's what adults drink, right? I said, no. She said, you ain't never had coffee? I said, no. So I remember she had made a pot, and she said, well, here's some coffee, here's some creamer, here's some sugar. She said, put your little bit in there and get a little bit sweet, because coffee is straight black, and it might be strong for you. I said,
no pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, and so, I basically, I tried it, and I kept getting till it was a little sweet, just a little sweet. And I thought it was pretty good, and it was hot, which I never really drank any hot liquids before, so that was kind of the first thing I drank that was hot. And I thought it was pretty decent. So like during the summers, when we would stay over at her when we were out of school, that's when I would drink it. Of course, I wouldn't drink that at the house, but I drank that. And then I think it was a long time before I drank any more. And then I noticed I started drinking coffee later on in life as I got older. In the morning, I'd try to get some for work, because I realized then coffee actually was helping me get woke up, because you wake up, you're just kind of tired and slow. But I always known coffee to kind of give me that little jump that I needed to have, So I would make me a pot, set it up the night before, make me a pot when I was getting ready to go to work, and take me a cup and going out the door with it, drink it on the way to work, and I would notice this hotness I would get from it, and so I basically started liking it, and it became a normal thing for me. So then, I would get to class, and I think class was basically when I needed it the most, taking my client and stuff to work when I did. And being in class was so slow and so boring. Being there 3 hours a day, you kind of get sleepy in there. So what I would do is I would get up and go in there and make a pot of coffee. Now, coffee, what I love about coffee is you can get it in many different ways. You can get it just a plain, straight black coffee with the Colombian beans, or you can get, Brazilian beans or any kind of beans, and you can get it in all different flavors. And I really didn't realize it about flavors until I remember going in Walmart one time, and I bought this kind of coffee, these flavored coffees. I don't know if you've ever drank a flavored coffee before, but
sure,
they had a flavored coffee.
Yeah,
it was like hazelnut, I believe was the kind of coffee it was, and that just was so good, man. It turned me on to coffee. I mean, granted, it's like if you buy, let's say you go to Walmart, you buy a regular container of Folgers or Maxwell House, you're looking about $6 for it, but it's a can. It's going to last you for a while. But these flavor coffees was like these small bags were like almost $7 and $8 a piece, for a small little bag. But it was so good when you tasted. And that wasn't the kind you could taste on an everyday basis. You had to drink that so often, because if you did, you would drink out of it.
Well, Bill. Well, Bill, my thing is, if the DeLorean time machine actually worked and you could time travel to my family heritage and everything, my father, grandfather, and so on and so forth, they all drank coffee, the Greg legacy coffee. But coffee, like you was touching on earlier, coffee is very good in the winter time. I've heard people say that a lot. They'll say, well, I don't really drink coffee that much or something, but if it's in the winter time and it's cold, I love a hot cup of coffee, and that's true. You hear a lot of people, say that. Now, I love ground coffee, putting it in the coffee maker and stuff, but a lot of times I get both. I get the ground coffee and I get the instant coffee, instant gratification coffee. But like if I'm running late for work or something, I had this job one time where they had a cafeteria in there, and man, you could get coffee all day long. And I would go in there about every hour and I always had me a little cup of coffee with me. Everybody called me the coffee holic or whatever, but it was funny because I was just like, well, white people love coffee, and I was just chugging them little styrofoam cups of coffee to the point where one day at work, man, my heart started pounding and shit. I said, oh shit, I done drank too much. I'm going to die. And I just had to calm down for a second, and I weren't paying attention to how many I was drinking that day. But it sure helped me when I was working real hard at that facility, having free coffee all day. That was awesome because I would get up out the morning out of bed, and I didn't have to think about fixing any coffee. I said, well, shoot, I just jump to work, get to work in 30 minutes, and drink all the coffee I want. It's a good endorphin rush, good energy boost, and I know I said earlier that energy drinks are bad for your kidneys. Yeah, coffee is too, but not as severe as these energy drinks that has all these potions and shit in them, sugars and bad stuff in them. But yeah, Bill, have you ever tried any of these energy drinks before, like the 5-hour energies or anything? What's your experience with that, if any?
Well, I've tried the Monster energy drinks, and I've tried the 5-hour energy drinks. So I've kind of tried both types of things. I found that really neither one of them worked for me. I drank a can of the Monster drink, and it was pretty good. It had this kind of taste.
They taste good. Yeah, they taste good. Yeah, they do taste good.
Go
ahead.
No, I'm saying it had this kind of taste to it like a tangy taste. It wasn't like a bad taste. It's a taste you kind of, if you drink those kind of energy drinks, that's something you'd have to get I'd have to kind of get used to. So it's not bad with drinking. I enjoy, drinking, but it really, as far as energy, it didn't give me enough. And I think one, too, is because of my size. I think a lot of times that has something to do because those 5-hour energy drinks, I tried to drink one and it just didn't do anything for me. So to me, I don't know if it's just because of my body size or what, but it just didn't help me as far as giving me a boost of energy. But coffee actually does help me with that, and
right.
it is no, like you said, it has that big boost of sugar, those energy drinks do, to give you that awareness and heightened awareness and jumping,
sugar rush.
Yeah, it gives you that rush. But to me, coffee is all evenly balanced all the way through, and you don't have to, basically take it in moderation. It's like you said, I felt that a time or two. With your heart beating like that because you drink? Because I've even people drink coffee a lot of times in the winter, but a lot of times too is I've been known to drink it during the summer, even the hot months, and people are like, "How can you drink that?" So yeah, they're like, "How can you drink that in this summer and it's hot?" And I'm like, "Well, that might just because it's hot outside, don't mean I'm going to feel any less groggy. It ain't going to make me feel any less where I need something to give me a little jump start." I mean, I still need it, and that's even why, like I was saying, I was in class. Even during the winter, summertime, I still make it, and taste it. Even though it will be hot outside, and then it's funny because once you take it in, you just feel warm. Your body feels warm then when you take it in, though. But I love coffee, man, and I would suggest anybody drink coffee more or less than I would an energy drink, because to me, I guess depending on your body size, energy drinks, they won't be as effective. No, maybe on other people have, but to me it hasn't. I just assume to drink coffee because, like I said, you can get different kinds of flavors. You can get different kinds of coffee creamers like French vanilla, caramel, peppermint, chocolate, mocha chocolate, hazelnut, all these kinds of creamers you can put in with it as well. So to me, I would say the advantage goes to coffee. I'm drinking more of that because that actually does give me that jolt stuff. So I'd rather choose coffee over and I do energy drinks. I'm just not a big fan or belief that it'll give you energy.
Yeah, it's not as harmful as sugar energy drinks or pills, the Yellow Jacket pills, and it's not as harmful for you. And it works just about every time you drink it. Now, I drink coffee all throughout the year, so it could be hot all day. I still need my coffee. But one thing I do like to do, which some people might say, well, that ain't that impressive, but I enjoy doing it. I'll go by the gas station and get me one of them Starbucks mocha coffees. It's coffee mixed with milk and it's cold. Drink that during the summer. I love them things, the mochas. They're cold milk coffee, but they're so good. And it's got the sugar and stuff in it, but I don't drink those all the time, but I know on payday or something, I'll be drinking 3 or 4 of them motherfuckers. They're just so good, man. It's better that way because I used to buy the mochas, little fancy coffees and drink them like that, but now I just drink them once a week or something, and it's better that way because it's not played out, But yeah, as far as quick point on the energy pills, the Stacker 3s, the Yellow Jackets, don't fuck with those. Those will give you energy, but not good energy, because when I was a teenager, I was hanging out with my friend Justin, a different Justin from my current friend Justin, and man, he talked me into taking these Yellow Jackets and stuff, and we were just kids fucking around, shucking and diving, running and hiding. I said, okay, I'll take a couple. He's like, let's take a couple. We walk up and down the street all night and fuck with stuff or whatever. Anyway, I took 3 of them, and I felt like I was gonna die. I was high, just not a good high. So that was never again. I ain't taking that shit. I prefer the energy drinks over the fucking pills, because the pills they have to digest in your intestines, and they last longer. They're time released, and you just can't never come down from it. I mean, it can last 12 hours. So because back when I was a teenager, the energy pills were kind of popular and a lot of people were doing them at the schools. I don't know about now. I think now it's the 5-hour energy shots and stuff like that. I think that's what's popular now.
Right.
But in the late 90s, it was the pills, the Stacker 3s and the Yellow Jackets. Ugh. I got phobia just thinking about it, you know, and things. But yeah, coffee is always king, in my opinion. You're always going to go back to coffee. There's no magic formula out there. It's all a bunch of crap to get your money. Just stick with traditional coffee and try to use less sugars and creamers. Go black if you want to, no pun intended. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Any closing thoughts on that?
Well, just to bring up a couple points you were talking about, like I love those iced coffees too. You know, I just love the caramel ones, you know, and I think, and like you said, they're only expensive, you know, and that's why I don't get them as often as I would. If I could, I'd get them, you know, I would get them every single day if I could. If I could afford them, because they're like, what, $2.50, almost $3 for one. I like the Starbucks kind. I love them, you know, the frappes. Frappes are good, man. That's one of the things, too.
Yeah.
Come with that. But you get all that sweet stuff. And so it's pretty good, though. But I love the caramel. That's my favorite. When it comes to the vanilla, if they have the vanilla flavor of them, I used to get them all the time. Those are getting the frappes at McDonald's. Those are good. Those are good things to give you that energy, you know. But the iced coffees are really good. The Starbucks, if I get them, that's where I get them. As you know, go by the dollar store and get them. They're just as cheap there as they are if you have to go to Walmart or go to your store and get them. But you know, excuse me, but that's just me. I love those kind. And like you said, the pills, I never took pills. It's always cautioned me about pills. You know, I mean, pills, because they have pills for everything. You know, that's one thing I'm not too much on is pills. You know, but as far as the drinks wise, the shots, I've tried them. They just weren't as good to me like I expected them to be. But yeah, man, anything that you can do to give yourself that jump and get you started or keep you up and focused, that's what you take, man. You just have to take it in moderation. You don't want to overdo it.
Right,
you know,
right.
Because, you know, you can get so much if you do that, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Man, because the pills are time released. They stay in your body longer. It's just hard to come down from it. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for topic/real talk from Bill Mack. And one thing is, actually, pills are popular now because people don't take Yellow Jackets and Stacker 3s and go into clubs anymore. They take ecstasy and go into clubs. So if you want to have a hell of a time, take you an X pill, and you'll dance and shuck and dive all night and have more endorphins than you ever dreamed of.
And then I'll remember the next day when it happens, too.
A very big depression because your mind doesn't know how to be happy without it. It's like, what the fuck? All your endorphins are shot. But it was a fun night, right? I'm just kidding about that. I never tried ecstasy. I wouldn't mess with that because it might be laced with something. You know, I'm just saying that is the new thing, ecstasy. It's tempting, but you don't want to go through a fucking 5-day withdrawal from it, you know. So,
oh yeah.
Some of that Asian stuff, Asian strip clubs, take an ecstasy and dancing with Asian girls all night. Sounds good, but you certainly pay for it.
I never tried that, man. I want to go to a coffee house. I wouldn't mind going to a coffee house just one time. You know, I mean, because a lot of times you always hear people on TV talking about coffee houses and stuff. They try to have a few over in town, but I've just never been to one. It would be cool just to go one time. You know, I mean, not a big deal, but just say, hey, I've been to a coffee house before. You know, they have different kinds of coffees. That's why you go to Starbucks, man. There's certain ways you have to order coffees and different names. They don't call them large or regular or medium. They call them, you know, different names and stuff. But, I mean, that'd be something cool to have is, you know, take a good old just to go and say, well, I've been to a coffee house just to know you've been in there. But coffee is a great thing, man. It really
you could go and you can go in Starbucks and be like, I want a coffee and write Merry Christmas on it. I'm just joking. Write Merry Christmas on it. Just joking. Just joking. Okay. Well, that's TeamB checking out.